Ricardo Ferreira asks, are you interested in this new trend? A 2-inch or 2.5-inch Cinewhoop with O3. It's an interesting trend because once you give up the weight of a GoPro, a 2.5-inch actually flies pretty good. You're going to get more flight time off a 3 or a 3.5-inch, but it's less necessary. Whereas a 2.5-inch with even a naked GoPro is fair. You really have to, especially a 2-inch, you really have to want something that small because you're giving up a lot when you go from a 3.5-inch to a 3-inch, and then especially to a 2.5 and a 2-inch. But with an O3, you get great video. Is it on par with a GoPro? There are things a GoPro is going to do better, but I think that it's a really viable choice and is a really interesting trend. I think the O3 has really opened up a new world for, let's say, 3-inch, maybe 3.5-inch, and down to, say, the 2-inch size. Because if you wanted good video out of those things, you wanted to run a high-definition camera. And that could be like a Caddx Peanut or an Insta360 Go or something like that. Or you could try to run a GoPro, but the weight was really bad. There was a lot of compromises involved. And I think with the O3, you have very, very few compromises. You get extremely high quality onboard recording, up to 4K. Not the best dynamic range, but you get the job done. And it's pretty interesting. Welton Ferreira Jr., thank you for 11 reais. I have a Mobula 7 and I want to increase the size. But I don't have a lot of places to fly. So 5-inch looks too powerful to places with people nearby. Any suggestions, or should I go with a 5-inch? You want to get a larger quad. I don't think you should be running 5-inch if you're around people and don't feel safe. I think something like a 3-inch Toothpick would be perfect for you. And what I would suggest is head on over to fpvknowitall.com, my website, fpvknowitall.com, home of the ultimate FPV shopping list. And if you go to the Toothpick page, we've got suggestions for Toothpick parts and accessories, including some bind and flies you can get. Droner Boner wants to know, can you show on Betaflight how to add the display for GPS speed for my DJI Air unit? I can, but wait. Do you have the original DJI Air unit or the O3? Let's see here. So if I go back to Betaflight, so in short, what you need to do is go to the OSD tab and add GPS speed right there. Boom. But I'm going to guess you've done that and that's not working. And the reason I'm going to guess why that's not working is I wonder if that's one of the OSD elements that's not supported. Yeah, here we go. Come on. Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
I mean, he may have been confused, but he did say Goggles 2. So doesn't Goggles 2 add the OSD for the Vista Air unit?
Oh, you're right. Well, I just want to know anyway. Yeah, GPS speed is supported either way.
Oh.
So that's nice. He has the goggles too. Okay, so then you should just need to turn it on in the OSD and it should work. You got the full canvas. You should be good. Droner Boner says it's not working. So Droner Boner, in some versions of Betaflight, the GPS elements don't appear. I think Betaflight 4.4 only does this. The GPS elements don't appear until you have GPS lock, which is sort of weird because on analog and older versions of Betaflight, they would appear, they would just be zeroed out. But for some reason, Betaflight 4.4 doesn't show them at all until you get GPS lock. So that's what I would say. I'm guessing that's what's happening to you now. That you've turned it on, but you don't see it. But if you plug in your quad and you go outside and you wait till you get GPS lock, then you should have it. This is a really long question from Kickflip. Kickflip has the Speedybee Master 5 analog version. And you got hot motors. Nothing's fixing it. Won't even hover. It flips out, flies to the side. And the problem was that the Speedybee Master has this frame dampening, or this flight controller dampening. We'll take a look at it for those who are not caught up. It's this yellow thing here, which is, I guess it's some kind of plastic. I don't know. I don't have this frame. And it soft mounts your flight controller. This is a terrible idea. And every time I say this is a terrible idea, people in the chat line up to say, oh, what do you mean? I have one. It flies great. Cool. You're lucky. But a well-designed frame, the flight controller already has gummies for dampening. It doesn't need additional dampening. And too much dampening means that sometimes the flight controller, the gyro just doesn't work and the frame flips out. The right approach is to hard mount the screws and then have dampening gummies or some kind of thing like that on the flight controller. This is the approach that works the best most of the time. If a frame needs additional dampening to fly well, the frame is flawed. And too much dampening can cause these kind of problems. So I think this is a solution in search of a problem, and it's making more problems. And I appreciate you giving me a chance to rant about this frame again. I am not a fan of this frame. There are many interesting and good things about this frame, but there are a couple of fatal mistakes that mean that I just don't like it. Sorry, Speedybee. Replicate Reality says, I bought your drone. It's great, but too powerful. You were mean when I told you this last time. It's hard to imagine me being mean to somebody. Blunty, do you remember Replicate Reality? Was I mean to him?
Oh, I would assume this was over email or something. I don't remember this on a Q&A. So.
Oh, I guess it's probably... I want to find this email. I'm guessing it's not under Replicate Reality, though. No. I'm not going to find it. I hope I wasn't mean to you. Like, sometimes I think I might be a little bit short. How about that? Especially over email. Sometimes I have like 75 to 90 emails to answer. And I'm like, okay, I got to get through these. And so sometimes I'm a little short, which maybe comes off as mean. I'm guessing you said the drone was too powerful, and I was like, get good, scrub. You just need more stick time. Yeah, or something like that. Or maybe you asked, what to do with a powerful drone, and I said, well, that's something that will get better over time. You'll learn to deal with it. But it's hard to believe I didn't also tell you about a solution, because usually I try to give someone the solution to the question they're asking, even if so if somebody asks me, how do I solve this problem? And I think the honest answer is you just need more stick time. But I'll still tell you how to solve the problem, as well as telling you, hey, but in reality, you just need more stick time. So what you can do is you can go into the PID tuning tab, and you can go down to you can go to the rate profile, and you can go to the throttle limit %. And you can lower that to 80%, and it'll lower your drone's power basically by 80%. And that'll help you manage the power a little better. So that's what I would say you should do. Okay. Mind Slushies aerial videos says, my frame recently had a crack in the top plate after a crash. I fixed it temporarily using super glue. Okay, that's a temporary fix. But I started to notice some minute vibrations in my footage. Should I change the frame? Yes. Cracked plates can cause vibrations. And a super glue fix is a temporary fix. Yeah, I would replace that broken plate for sure.